was thank goodness. I feel like a privileged citizen of the country. I'm being rewarded for all the taxes that I paid for so many years.
Yes.
And that is exactly how a lot of people are feeling sentimentally. They feel honored. They feel that, there is a huge amount of justice that has happened. And in some sense, there is a reset button which is being pressed. And as a result of which, a person who was actually not paying taxes for so many years vis-a-vis a person who was honestly paying all these taxes and doing a fabulous job out of his contribution to the society and to the economy suddenly feels extremely proud and privileged. So that's like one of the best things that could have happened. Now, having said that, of course there's going to be a little bit of inconvenience just in the interim, maybe the 1 week or 2 weeks or so, but for a lot of professionals, for a lot of the young India, the educated India, I think it's a brilliant step, and it's extremely historic. It's a huge moment, and it's proud to be alive at this time of your life and something like this happens in your country.
I had the same thoughts that however this goes down coming in, it'll make people wonder whether they need to take any sort of portfolio decisions right now. Should you look at, changing your mutual funds around? People are talking about different sectors being impacted differently. NBFC stocks, which were the darlings of the market till not so long ago, are suddenly falling. At this point in time, is there any tweaking of a mutual fund portfolio required?
There is actually a lot of things that one can do in the mutual fund portfolio. So, for example, if you are a bond investor, or for that matter, if you want to invest in bonds, even if a senior citizen wants to participate in bonds, we've been speaking of a lower interest rate regime. This is the biggest trigger that could ever be possible. So, I mean, Mr. Kamath, they are saying is 1%, that we will lose in terms of interest rate. There will be a huge gain in capital gains for bond holders. So, somebody who wants to deposit into bonds, into fixed income, it's a fabulous time. Don't go to big fixed deposits. Obviously, come to the fixed deposit market through the mutual fund route.
So what sort of debt funds should you right now buy, anticipating this big fall in rates?
Absolutely. So you should buy short-term funds if your horizon is very short, or if it's like somewhere around 3 to 5 years, buy medium-term bonds. And you've got corporate bond funds also, which is going to be a big help to you, and you'll have a lot of capital gain to see. So that's a great thing to do. For the people who want to go into equities, you see, equity is going to have a little bit of a lagged effect. So if you're into bond funds right now, no problem, stay there, but start making larger switches and larger allocation to your equity fund. Because as soon as interest rates go down, in some time, in about 6 months' time, there will be a very, very huge positive impact on profitability in the corporate sector. As soon as that profitability gains momentum, then automatically your equity shares will start looking better and better, and you will see a very good prospective time, maybe a rally of sorts in some time to come. And that's the time, if your money is fully exposed to equities, you will probably see a historic sort of rally again as well. So I think it's a great plus. Be in debt if you have to be, allocate more into debt. If you have to start moving, start doing your switches and start doing your STPs.
So very, very quickly on equity itself, is there any need to move more towards large cap right now? Because, suddenly you see the mid cap market falling and you get a little nervous about maybe some of the more aggressive funds you would have had in your portfolio.
That's right. So you're seeing turbulence because of multiple reasons, including US and things like that. But for now, if you go with the same allocation of 30% large caps, if you expose more to mid caps, these companies are going to have far more profits, and also go into sectors, go into banking, go into pharmaceuticals, which has been hit down really hard due to just anticipation, go into IT, which has been beaten down
but
like
some of these sectors are getting hit because of the fear of the immediate cash crunch.
Absolutely. So immediate cash crunch is going to be largely in FMCG, largely in things where it's very retail transaction oriented. But pharmaceuticals, IT, that's all happening because of US, and I think it's a golden opportunity to invest there, move your money there. FMCG and those sectors will see a little bit of retail crash crunch. People will get used to a new way of living, and that will take some time. But in the interim, start moving your money to all these sectors, start moving into mid-cap.